ask your consent to come in and rest a while.
Hello? I must ask for a few minutes' shelter, comrades, or I shall be wet into my skin before I get to Casterbridge. Tomorrow is my working day. Working day for me.
Would you please tell me the way to...
Swing for the sheep, my boys. On his soul may God have mercy. On his soul may God have mercy. Be jiggered. A prisoner has escaped from jail.
That must have been his sin.
And in the Queen's name, I hereby give you authority to take these men, arm yourselves, and pursue the villain that has escaped his fate.
The last short in our anthology is The Three Strangers. The Three Strangers is one of my favourite ones because it's a Scooby-Doo-esque comedy. The plot basically revolves around a shepherd and his wife who are trying to throw a nice little party for their daughter's naming ceremony, and everyone's very happy and peasanty, and then strangers start turning up at their door. 3 of them, to be precise. And each one of these strangers are very suspicious folks. Like, very suspicious folks. Like, all of them could be criminals. One of them we find out is a hangman, and the other 2 say they're shepherds and say they're travellers, but, like, we don't know. And then, halfway through, we find out by the local policeman that the prisoner has in fact escaped the local jail, and one of those 3 strangers must have been the prisoner. So then they, slightly drunk, grab their lanterns and run after the policeman into the darkness and the rain to try and find this criminal. We had great fun filming this. Of course, arrest the wrong man. The criminal turns up and steals their lunch and then goes off. And the magistrate turns up to sort of collect the man that they have arrested, only to find out that it's not the right man, and now the magistrate hates everyone and everything. Frankly, it's one of my favourite plots out of this lot. This one you will notice with the casting that there's the fun and interesting thing that the chap that plays the part of the policeman is the same as the chap that plays the part of the criminal. And that was because, somehow, the chap that was playing the part of the criminal just got lost in the emails. And I thought he was turning up, and it turned out that he wasn't. So, because we had to get everything done quickly, John was like, I will do it! And John stepped in and volunteered to be the criminal and the policeman. It was great fun. It's great fun watching him be these 2 different characters, the suspicious criminal, and then, like, the really pompous policeman who was leading the chase.
I played one of the 3 strangers. He was a troubled man on his way to see a brother. His journey is interrupted by fearsome weather, and his attitude changes in an instant from that of remorse because of the journey that he's making to see his brother to instant concealed joy and bewilderment. And as I said, he's a troubled man. I thoroughly enjoyed playing him because he's a mildly complicated individual with lots of emotions running through him throughout the story, really.
My name is John Simpson. I was Crew and Philip in The Superstitious Man. In The Withered Arm, I was Crew and Conjurer Trendle. In The Three Strangers, I was the sheep thief who got away with it and wasn't hanged, and also the policeman, and I was also the Crew. In What the Shepherds Saw, I was Crew. What I found attractive about these hardy characters was I could get out of myself and become a different character. This is the first time I've done any acting, so it was a great experience.
Adaptation of The Three Strangers. I was quite heavily inspired by Scooby-Doo on this one. Because basically you have a band of complete inept people running around in the darkness trying to find a criminal, which is the most Scooby-Doo thing ever. Obviously we couldn't do the famous hallway doors scenes, but I did want to have lots of them running around inside. So we shot in Tout Quarry, because Tout Quarry is a great fun place to shoot mazes and people running around the place. I had great fun climbing up extremely high stacks of stone to try and shoot down, because I really wanted like little people running around inside a maze effect. I think some of it kind of worked. Just don't mind the shaky camera angles, because I was trying to not fall off. I did fall off 1 or 2 of them. I also, because it was a party, you can't really have a party in the 19th century without some kind of live music, and I didn't want to sort of just stick in some ADR music and, you know, pretend. So instead, we hunted around to try and find some live musicians, and we found Mike Stellan, the amazing individual who plays the fiddle in this one. And he very kindly just gave us some random riffs. My favourite part about this whole situation is none of the actors knew how to dance. And then secondarily, there was not enough space for them to dance. So we had this lovely thing where they were just sort of prancing around the place to a fiddle. My Victorian ancestors are rolling in their graves being like, I would never be caught dead doing that. But I was hoping that maybe it would demonstrate the fact that they were so drunk that they couldn't dance properly anymore. I don't know. It was fun to film. I had great fun filming it. You'll notice at the beginning of the film as well that we have John, who's being the criminal, approaching the house in a suspicious manner. We needed a shot through the window of the people dancing, but we couldn't get it due to a variety of extenuating circumstances. So instead, our editor decided to mask out a shot of the people dancing and shove it in that window. He did an amazing job. I adore it. I love it. It gets the vibe across. It's great, and frankly, it solves half of our problems. He's an amazing individual. He is a very creative man. I am always impressed about how he manages to put up with the stuff that we give him. I hope that sort of vaguely explains the chaos that we were doing. Basically, I'm doing amateur dramatics, but filming it. And I have to say, working with people who are more used to amateur dramatics and stage rather than used to filmmaking is a far more pleasant experience. Now, on another note, because you guys made it so much fun, I'm doing another one next year. Brace yourselves! I want to say thank you so much to the Higher Bockhampton, to Max Gates, both of them run by the National Trust. Thank you so much, you amazing individuals, for giving us beautiful places to shoot. Thank you so much for the Royal Manor Theatre for saving our asses and starting this whole thing off, and lending us your stage and your people and your support. Thank you so much to Know the Fort for lending us your amazing Know the Fort. Well, bits of it anyway. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for Tout Quarry Sculpture Park for lending us your things. And just, it's very lovely to meet a community of people that are actually kind and enthusiastic and fun. Yeah, y'all made my summer. Thank you.